Beyond problem, solution. Getting around me to get to healthy community. A Pachachka by Maxim. This is about what I do, and what I do is seek to build healthier communities. How I do what I do involves a pretty interesting process. It begins by me asking, well, who am I? As a black person, as a conservative, as a liberal person, as a young person, what are my assumptions about people? What are my stereotypes? What does it mean to say that I'm colorblind? What am I missing by not seeing color? What am I missing by not seeing culture? Then I wonder, well, what is healthy? When I close my eyes, what are the images that come into my mind? The people, the words. What is a healthy community even supposed to look like? Or a healthy vision of the future? Who does that include? And who is that excluding? Then I wonder, well, why are people unhealthy in the first place? Is it because they're poor and homeless? They're criminals, or they've made bad decisions? Or maybe it's because they're evil or inferior in some way? Or maybe their problems are purely clinical or medical? Maybe. Or maybe not. What I do know is I have a problem. And my problem are my perceptions, my point of view, the lens through which I see the world around me, my cultural frame of reference, even my education can all get in the way of how I define a problem and thereby seek the appropriate solution. What if communities are unhealthy because businesses have left? Youth are not engaged in anything positive? Entire streets have become trash sites? How useful is it for me to ask how your blood pressure is if this is the environment that you live in every day? We've done a great job of isolating ourselves, disconnecting from one another, retreating into our places of personal privilege, creating systems that do nothing but perpetuate us versus them, black versus white, rich versus poor, without real opportunity to challenge those boundaries, build relationships, and truly understand each other. We seem to rely on arm's length strategies, leveraging money, programs, and services. And don't get me wrong, we need those things. We need our charity. We need our emergency rooms. But if money was the solution to all our problems, I imagine we would have solved things like poverty 30 years ago. We seem intent on looking for the quick fix, the easy answer, the silver bullet. Flying into communities like superheroes, trying to fix people, trying to tell them what's wrong with them. I always ask myself, am I being Captain Flash in the Pan or Mr. Fly by Night? Or am I actually trying to understand people, their history, their culture, and then starting there? I think of a butterfly struggling to escape its cocoon, and a young girl witnessing this process. In her excitement, her willingness to help, she tears the cocoon, releasing the butterfly. The butterfly falls to the floor. She picks it up, hoping that it will fly, yet it does not fly. It continues to fall. She becomes sad, confused, frustrated, angry at the butterfly. Then she asks herself, well, maybe this is a bad butterfly. Maybe this butterfly is lazy. Or maybe this young girl is like many of us that need to unlearn what we have learned, to challenge our assumptions about people and realize sometimes tearing the cocoon actually makes the butterfly weaker. Maybe we need to be in the business of protecting cocoons, allowing people to become stronger so they can fly and soar all on their own. Maybe our solutions lie in how we relate to one another, how we empower other people to build for themselves, coach people to become leaders, inspire them to believe in themselves and believe in their future. Set environments so that they're inclusive, and inclusion is seen as an asset and as an attitude. I really believe that we may need to build less homes and more bridges between people. I also believe we may need to build less programs and more relationships. It's time for us to become neighbors again. I look forward to a world where it's less about me and my ego and my breadcrumbs, and we leverage our talents and our gifts, expand resources, embrace community, embrace we, expand possibilities. I also look forward to a time where all of our communities, despite our differences, are safer. Streets are cleaner, they're complete. Physical activity, healthier options are all available to all of us. I wonder how this would affect our psychology, our emotions, our relationships, our spirituality, and our cultures. I challenge all of us to realize that beauty and opportunity exist even in the most blighted of locations, that despite our darkest situations, light, life, and hope do exist. Through what I do, I'm constantly reminded to be patient, that our problems with healthcare and trying to build these healthier communities, they did not show up overnight, and neither will the solutions. We have to be patient, flexible, adaptable, be willing to flow, and be prepared to crash, to pick ourselves up again, and to continue along. Within each of us, within myself, there are different points of view, different identities. Within me, there's an immigrant, a local citizen, a leader, a follower, a business person. There is a son, there is a brother, there is a community organizer, a relationship builder, there is a friend. At any given moment, I am all of those things. And at a moment's notice, I am to be none of those things and just be with people. Not do for, not hand out, but just to be with people, to listen, and be willing to learn from people who are different from me. We all should be able to speak multiple languages, hold multiple points of view. Otherwise, we stay stuck in a world of us versus them, good versus bad, black versus white, problem versus solution.